So my peeps, today I'm going to talk about something that just happened. Donald Trump and his tweets. If you look at my video that I did, the first video about how media works with trending, and you look at the video I did about Lebron James when I was talking about making what LeBron did with the school trend by constantly posting about it. If you make these things trend, if you make anything trend on social media, it will get out to mainstream media and it will get out to Congress. And it forces them to have a conversation about it. When I said that, I'm not saying that I had any, I know I had nothing to do with people going out there and making it trend. I asked for it, and I know people didn't do it just because I said it. People were doing it because they thought it was a great thing that LeBron did. What I want to say is that being a trend, since it was so popular on social media, since everybody was talking about what he did with that school, and he did the interview with Don Lemon, that catches the eyes of people in Congress. And Trump got a hold of that. You see he's talking about it late. This happened a week ago, and now Donald Trump is addressing it. I guarantee you that if that interview he did with Don Lemon and the attention, the amount of attention it got on social media, and people were just constantly talking about it, constantly tweeting it, putting it on IG, putting it on Facebook, everybody talking about it. If everybody wasn't talking about that, Trump wouldn't have said nothing about it. He wouldn't have said a thing about it. He just would have looked at it and thought, this guy's a loser, whatever, he's not worth my time. But he chose to address it. And that shows you our power. That is a tool that we have, is that we can make important things reach his eyes, okay? I was looking at a report about how nobody's talking about what's going on in Yemen. If you do a quick Google search about the things that's going on in Yemen, your jaw would drop. I mean, they're reaching famine. Those people over there are suffering bad. The Saudi Arabian, the Saudi government is bombing the hell out of them. People who send food over there, the Saudi regime is taking the food away from those people. So they're suffering bad over there. And I'm bringing it up to say that you have something like that going on. You have a lot of issues in the country. I was talking about the water crisis in Flint. And, I'll separate it like I always do. If you're a right-leaning person, if you love Donald Trump, you still need to look at that tweet and question him. Because if you're a right-leaning person, you should be thinking, why are you not talking about the homeless vets? Any issue that is near and dear to you as a right-winger. Why are you not talking about homeless vets? Why are you not talking about the deficit? Right-wingers tend to always talk about the deficit, and we're about to reach $1 trillion with the deficit, and he's not talking about that. You're a left-leaning person. You're like, we got a water crisis in Flint, Michigan. We got police reform that needs to be done and things that, you're concerned about as a left-winger. And this guy took the time to address his whatever beef he has with Don Lemon and LeBron James. I look at it as stupidity. A lot of other people will look at it as stupidity. They'll think that, he has his priorities all messed up. You're a world leader. There's so much going on in the world and you're talking about this. But that is true, okay? I do think his priorities need to be, rearranged, because that's not really important. But the bottom line is, this is a tool that we have. We have this tool because we made it trend. And we may not like what he said. I don't like what he said about LeBron James. I'm not a fan of Don Lemon. He can call him dumb all he wants to. That's just my personal thing. If you a Don Lemon fan, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, so I don't care what he said about Don Lemon. I was pretty upset about what he said about LeBron James, because I think the more important thing is LeBron James did something for kids. Okay, starting at school was something big. His personal beliefs in politics is small compared to what he did for those kids. And I tend to hear a lot of right wingers say that, God forbid somebody has an opinion. When they say that, when you hear somebody on the right say, God forbid somebody has an opinion, they're usually saying that when you have somebody like a black person, like Kanye West is a great example, because I heard a lot of them say that with Kanye West. When you have a black person come out and support a Republican or support Trump, whoever is on the right, when they support somebody like that and they get a lot of backlash from other black people and other Democrats, okay, and say Kanye West say, I'm not a Democrat, I love Trump. One of the first things you're going to see a right-wing person say is, God forbid somebody has an opinion. But when you have a person that's a Democrat say something bad about Trump, that doesn't apply to them. When they say something bad about a Republican, it doesn't apply to them. And you got to think about that, right wing. Because I'm trying to be objective, and I don't want to throw shots at people, okay? But this really goes into what I'm talking about, that you can't knock LeBron for having an opinion about Trump. That's his opinion. He doesn't like him, okay? We know that. Now, if LeBron just came out there and said that, and he didn't do anything like far as starting at school, it was just a random interview he did with Don Lemon, and he said that, I can see you guys attacking him. I can see right-wingers like, what the fuck? Like, why are you talking about that? You're an idiot. I can see the backlash for that. But the bigger picture is what he did. So his opinion is small compared to what he did. And that's my problem with Trump and his tweet with, saying that about LeBron is you're neglecting the big thing. You're neglecting the big picture. Like, you looked at what happened last week. You saw this guy started a school, and what you got out of starting a school is him saying that you divide the country. That's what you got out of it. Now, I will defend Trump in this aspect, is that LeBron has been throwing shots at Trump for a long time, okay? He's been throwing a lot of shots at LeBron. He's been throwing a lot of shots at Trump. It was only a matter of time before Trump addressed LeBron, okay? And he chose to do it. I don't think this was the time to do it. I think he could have said something a long time ago about that. Now you're saying it when he's done something so big. You kind of making yourself look crazy. If somebody is talking about me, they talking bad about me constantly, I'm going to nip that in the bud. And usually Trump does that. Trump usually is like, you throw a shot at him, he throw it right back at you. And usually he's good for that. But it's like he waited a while, until he said something. And this is when he decided to do it. The timing was all the way off. I'm sorry if I'm disappointing any Trump supporters, but the timing was all the way off of this. He didn't have to do that. And he's missing the bigger picture. And there are more important things that are going on right now, which brings me back to trending, okay? I'm going to drill this in your guys' heads if you haven't noticed. I've been talking about it for several videos because this is a tool we had. To me right now, this is bigger than protesting, okay? When you protest nowadays, it does raise awareness, but you get a lot of backlash for it. Look at the NFL, people, you get backlash for what's going on in the NFL. If people go out in the streets and protest against police brutality, people get mad about people out there in the streets protesting police brutality. It becomes a meaningless debate. I'm going to do a video about meaningless debates too, okay? But it becomes a meaningless debate and, the message is lost. I was watching a clip from Fox News not too long ago, and they were saying that this lady, some congresswoman, I don't know a congresswoman, but some lady that had a prominent position in some state was kneeling during the Pledge of Allegiance. And on Fox News, they were saying that the woman was kneeling in protest of Donald Trump and in protest of the flag, when that's not what people kneel for. They kneel for police reform. Like they said it a million times. You know, the people that they doing it for police reform. That's why they doing it. And Fox got on there and said that it was about that when it wasn't. And I'm saying that to say that protests get lost in the sauce now. People like, they can spin it any way they want to now. You know, anytime you protest, and when people get in the streets and protest police brutality, they will say that, you know, these people shouldn't be out there in the streets protesting police brutality. What about black on black crime? They'll spin it in that manner. But the tool we have online, when we're making things trend online, it seems to be powerful now. Like that is how you reach it, okay? We may not like the backlash. We don't like the way Trump addressed it on Twitter. Some of us, you know, people on the right may agree with Trump, okay? Some of y'all. But we may not like the way he addressed it, but at the same time, we brought that to his table, okay? We did that. We made that trend and brought that to his attention. Now, can you imagine if a right-wing person, a right-wing group of people made homeless vets trend? If you got out there and you just tweeted and got on Facebook and post videos and got on IG and put memes up and vlogs up and blogs and all of this, get on YouTube and do your vlogs like I'm doing right now. If you guys just push that, can you imagine what you would get out of that? Okay, Trump will be tweeting about that, and ultimately it will raise, that's the biggest awareness you can raise, is when it hits the president of the United States, because he's the most powerful person in the world. Okay, so if you can get that on his desk, something's going to happen. I was reading an article in TMZ before I started making this video, and Trump making that tweet has celebrities going crazy on Twitter. Okay, they are all in defense of LeBron. They're dissing Trump right now, and something's gonna happen out of that. Okay, when I made the LeBron James video about making that trend, I said if you make that trend, celebrities will catch on to that, and it may influence them to do something like make a school themselves. So we made this trend. Okay, it hit Donald Trump. Okay. Celebrities are now looking at this now. Like they are like, whoa, okay. Why is he talking about this guy when he started a school? I guarantee you, one of those celebrities is going to get influenced by that, and they're going to do something big. It may not be a school, okay, but some charity is going to get something out of that. And you need to pat yourself on the back if you were one of the people that got on social media and talked about what LeBron James did. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave it right there. I don't want to keep harping on that, but I'm going to be making more videos about that, because I'm going to try making trending trend, if that makes sense, because this is what we have now. You know, you got the power on your phone. You got the power on your laptop. You got the power on your iPad. You know, you can make a difference by doing that. It seems so silly, you know, being this quote unquote keyboard warrior. But that shit works, okay? That shit works, all right? The proof is in the pudding. You're seeing it right now. All right, everybody. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Peace.